We will be rebating back from the earlier reports, $24,135. And then we issued in the current year the $1,150,000. And we have annual appropriations, which we can again take off your debt capacity of $7,735. Remaining debt capacity after this fiscal year is $11,384,000, or you have 71% of your debt capacity available. That is a very nice number. When we did the report, the council had said, show us what 80% or 20% of our debt capacity is, because that's our safety net. We could change that number, but we're still reporting at the 20% level, and that is $3,197,000. You have the entire debt capacity available, but if you want to only issue ever 80% of that and leave the other 20% for a possible emergency, then that is your number that we would keep out of $3,197,000. So your remaining debt capacity at 80% is $8,187,000, or 51% of your capacity. You grew actually last year at just a little less than 1%. So we took that times, or we took it down to 0.5%. So what this report does, you keep going up to the next column and forward. If we do nothing else, issue no other debt and just pay off the debt, which is not a good thing. We want you to issue debt. Then you can follow the report for 2 pages and see when your debt is paid for, and when all of the rebates are paid for, and you basically will get 100% of your debt retired by 2022. That is a very rapid debt retirement. 2024 valuation in 2022. That's very rapid to have 100% of your debt capacity back. The very last one is the blue section. Again, I'm reading down column 2. We give you one column of history, and if this is how much value and how much money you need out of your TIF area. So if you read right down column 2, you have in commercial property, you have $36,276,000 in your urban renewal area in the city. That's still at 100% for this year. So that produces $36 million of value. Industrial, you have $7,954,000, still at 100%. Residential is at $47,667,000, and we roll that back to the rollback, and so $24 million. So your total property value in the TIF area, in your urban renewal area, is $68,423,000. Right now, you're levying in the TIF area at $34 a thousand, $34.15. And what that is the total levy of the city, the county, the school, the community college, your total levy, minus the debt services of any of those organizations. So if the county has a debt service, we have to deduct that from your TIF area. You have a debt service, which you do, we have to deduct that from the valuation, or from the levy rate. Also, the school instructional support levy, Pebble, is also deducted from that. So that's how we come down to the $34 a thousand in your TIF area. So you can have right now $2,337,000 in your TIF area. From these reports, we're reporting that you need $109 for your debt service, $31,000 for your rebates, $31,870, and so the remaining dollar amount in your urban renewal area that you are turning back to your general fund, to the county's general fund, to the schools, is $2,195,000. So you are not using, obviously, only about 1/3 of the dollars that would be available in your TIF area. We're not recommending you use them because it will hurt your general fund, but those are dollars that could be available should you have a need in the future coming up. And you are right now turning back. The section below is just an economic forecast indicator that we can work with the city in case you have a project coming on that you need some information, so we can do a lot of things. Now, the only difference in this report than the old report is the state in 2015 is going to start rolling back commercial and industrial properties. So what they have told you is they're going to backfill that dollar amount. I didn't say that. I just said that what they have told you they're going to do. So if you look under column 3, we have added 2 more sections in there in the green. And that says 63,193, about halfway down, 13,857. So what we've done is, if you look up above, we have rolled that back to 95% and then 90% in 16. That's what they have anticipated, or that's what they're doing by law. But they are backfilling those 2 numbers. And so we've done the calculations, that's how much money you should receive. So this is just a projection of what they're gonna backfill, and so we'll wait to see. But that should certainly come into the city and backfill and so you don't lose the value in the TIF district. With that, there's also other sections in your book for 15A, 403, 404, those are the code sections, and I think those were emailed out to you, Barb, am I correct? The new code sections? If not, they will be. Okay. Is that a no?
I don't recall receiving them.
Okay.
It's a maybe.
So we will email those out. Instead of printing them out again, we've decided to go green and start emailing them, because I doubt if you read them anyway, unless you want to know something very important about the TIF law, your original law. And that is 15A, 403, 404. With that,
I was waiting to read it.
Well, you were, here, you can have mine. I'll take it out of the book.
Oh, no, I don't want you to lose